You wake up, go to work, and grind for 40 hours a week. At the end of the month, you look at your paycheck, and the government has taken 20, maybe 30% of your hard-earned money. You're told this is just how the world works. But what if I told you the wealthiest people on the planet, the billionaires building rockets and buying social media companies, often pay less in taxes than the janitors who clean their offices? This is not a conspiracy theory. It is a mathematical fact. In 2007 and 2011, Jeff Bezos paid $0 in federal income taxes. Elon Musk did the same in 2018. How is this possible? They aren't breaking the law. They are simply exploiting a massive, perfectly legal glitch in the financial matrix. It is a three-step formula known among the ultra-wealthy as buy, borrow, die. And once you understand how it works, you will never look at money the same way again. The Matrix wants you to believe that the path to wealth is getting a high-paying job, but a high salary is actually a trap. In the United States, W-2 income, the money you make from a paycheck, is the highest taxed money in the country. The ultra-wealthy do not work for salaries. Instead, they take step one. They buy. They buy, build, or acquire appreciating assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, and fine art. Here is the secret the IRS doesn't want you to focus on. As long as you do not sell your asset, you do not pay taxes on it. This is called unrealized gains. Let's say you own a company and its stock goes up by $1 billion this year. You are now a billionaire on paper. But because you haven't sold the stock, your actual taxable income is zero. The government cannot tax wealth. They can only tax income. So the golden rule of the billionaire class is simple. Never, ever sell your assets. But wait, if billionaires never sell their stock, how do they actually buy mega yachts, private jets, and luxury mansions? How do they get the cash? This is where the magic happens. Step 2, borrow. If you or I need cash, we have to sell something or work for it. If a billionaire needs cash, they go to a major bank and ask for a securities-backed line of credit, or an SBLOC. They use their massive stock portfolio as collateral to take out a giant loan. Let's do the math. If Elon Musk wants $100 million in cash to buy a new property, he could sell his Tesla stock. But if he sells, he has to pay a 20% capital gains tax. That means giving the government $20 million. Instead, he goes to the bank and borrows $100 million against his stock. Because he is ultra-rich and his assets are secure, the bank gives him an incredibly low interest rate, maybe just 2 or 3%. 2% interest is essentially free money compared to a 20% tax rate. And the best part? The IRS does not consider loan money as income. It is completely tax-free cash. The billionaire gets to keep their assets. The assets continue to grow in value, and they get all the cash they want without paying a single dime to the IRS. It is the ultimate infinite money glitch. Eventually, the billionaire reaches the end of their life. They have lived like kings, funded entirely by massive loans. But what happens to all that debt? Do their children have to pay the taxes? This is the darkest, most brilliant part of the strategy. Step 3, die. When the billionaire passes away, they leave their assets to their heirs. Now, you would think that when the heirs finally sell the assets to pay off the bank loans, they would have to pay massive taxes on all the profit those assets made over the billionaire's lifetime. But because of a massive loophole in the U.S. tax code called the step-up in basis, all of that tax history is completely erased. Let me explain. If the billionaire bought a stock for $1 and it grew to $1,000 by the time they died, the original profit was $999. But the moment they die, the IRS steps up the base value of that asset to its current market value. The government pretends the child bought the stock today for $1,000. If the child immediately sells the stock for $1,000 to pay off the bank loans, their legal profit is exactly zero. No profit means no capital gains tax. The debt is paid off, the billions in untaxed wealth are transferred to the next generation, and the IRS gets absolutely nothing. The slate is wiped totally clean. Buy the assets. borrow against them to live tax-free, die and pass the wealth on completely untouched. This is the financial playbook of the elite. The system is not broken. It is functioning exactly how it was designed to function by the people who created it. You can either complain about the system, or you can learn the rules and play the game. If you want to stop trading your time for heavily taxed money, if you want to learn how to manipulate the matrix, build undeniable wealth, and master the real rules of money, follow Dollar Key.